Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk Wyoming area boys basketball. They have a brand new coach. His name is Pete Moses. He joins us right now to talk about taking over the program. Well, Pete, first of all, congratulations. I'm sure you're very excited about being a high school boys basketball coach.
I am very excited, and thank you for having me on.
Well, it's a great opportunity for you, and I know you really you like to go to a lot of games of basketball, whether it's at the college level or the girls or the guys. You're kind of one of those basketball junkies. You always want to be around the game. I've seen you at numerous games. Tell us about how you fell in love with the game of basketball and, of course, why you like to coach it.
You know, if I'm not coaching in a game, I'm either at a game, one of my daughter's games, or I'm watching a game on TV, or I'm at a local college game. I probably take in 6 games a week locally in addition to what I watch on TV, so I am a bit of a basketball junkie, and the guys that know me know that about me. I've been involved in basketball my whole life, since I was 6 years old. My uncle is Doc Moses, George Moses, who many of you know. He runs the All-Star game for the high school boys. He started taking me to games, and my dad started taking me to games when I was 6 years old. Played basketball. When I stopped playing basketball, I was 18 years old going to King's College. I was coaching 5th and 6th grade basketball, bitty basketball around here. Went away to law school, came back, and as soon as I came back from law school, I got right into coaching high school boys in 2000. Pat McHugh at the time was the coach at Dallas High School. He asked me to join his staff, and I was at Dallas with him for quite a bit, on and off, and then back at Dallas as recently as the last 2 seasons with Doug Miller. Never applied for a head coaching job, but for 14 years, on and off, I had been an assistant for several different varsity programs, a head scout for several programs, and this job at Wyoming area opened up, and I went after it. And it was a job that I really coveted. I felt like it was my time, that I had been an assistant coach long enough to have learned the ropes, and that I was ready to take over a program. And you know, I fell in love with the Wyoming area job. As you know, John, and your viewers may know, a lot of jobs opened up this year. Northwest, Lake Lehman, this job, and I only applied for one. I applied for Wyoming area because I'm very familiar with the caliber of athlete at Wyoming area, and I have followed their programs for years. Know a lot of kids in that district. And, you know, I've seen that program struggle the last 3 years, and really, really attractive to me to try to be the guy to come in there and turn it around. So, yeah, I'm a bit of a basketball junkie, and I have a real passion for taking this program over and making things work.
Pete Moses joins us here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers, as we talk about a new coaching opportunity for Pete. And, of course, the Wyoming area community going to get to know what Pete Moses can do as a basketball coach. Pete, when you talk about coaching philosophies, a whole bunch of styles out there nowadays as to what coaches do, what are some of the key things that you know, you're going to bring as far as you know, your energy and what you like to do, what you've done with some other coaches on the high school level, and you know, what you're open to, because Wyoming Valley Conference is extremely competitive, and you know, there's no doubt, no way to sugarcoat it. You got your work cut out for you with the team that struggled.
I'm taking over a team that was 0-23 last year. We definitely have a lot of work to do, but I think one of the reasons why I got this position was because I walked into this interview at Wyoming area with a real game plan and a real strategy for what I want to do. Make no mistakes about it, there is a style of basketball that I coach. There's a style of basketball that I profess, and I will bring that to Wyoming area. And, John, I can tell you that style of basketball is going to be 32 minutes of defense. It's going to be a full-court press. We're going to fast break. Like, ironically, I always say that my primary offense is really my secondary offense, because it's get a rebound and get it up, and advance pass it up the sideline, and let's push the ball to the court, and let's attack the rim, and if it's not there, let's reverse pivot and get it back out to a shooter, and have our trailer come down for a 2-man screen and roll and work something off a dribble. But we should be able to get a shot up in 7 seconds if we're doing things right. I want to be a team that has confidence when we walk into a court. I want to be a team that has swagger. I want to be a team that comes onto the court and says, this is what we're going to do. Make other teams adapt to what we do, rather than to always be on the defensive and always play catch-up. Now, in addition to coaching, high school basketball for 14 years, I've also coached AAU basketball. And I had the privilege of coaching some really fine athletes in this area. Guys like Tyreek Stewart, Isaiah Francis, Lamont Twyman, Georgie Cologne, Jaquan Ingram, Connor Nalen from Riverside. The list goes on. And I was always blessed to have that athleticism on the court. What I want to do is I want to bring some of that to Wyoming area. Now, it's not going to be an identical game plan or an identical strategy, but we need to play defense for 32 minutes. We need to defend. We need to pressure high school point guards. One of the hardest things in high school basketball is to find great point guards. We're going to challenge every team's point guard. We're going to make them work. We're going to make them work to bring the ball up the court. We're going to make them work to start their offense. And that's all going to start with our summer workouts and our summer leagues and our team camp. And hopefully by the time we get into the fall, we'll have kids in the gym enough that they're accustomed to this kind of new strategy, new philosophy. And it may not happen in the first year, but definitely something that we're going to try to instill. And hopefully we'll see it pay off in the long run.
Pete Moses joining us here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers, as we talk Wyoming Valley Conference basketball. Wyoming area has a new head coach, and Pete's the guy. Pete, when you talk about the competition in the league, in the Wyoming Valley Conference, what can you expect? You said, hey, there's a little turnaround in coaches this year in some of the teams that you may compete against, but you get into different divisions in the Wyoming Valley Conference, whether it's 1, 2, or 3, and you do find some good competitive atmospheres night in and night out, and there's some good coaching out there.
The Wyoming Valley Conference is an excellent conference. Let me say first and foremost, I was at Dallas the last 2 years. That is going to be an excellent squad this year. They've been waiting for this. They're going to have some guys back. Alan Fells, a senior. Matt Ross, a senior. Suk Maston, a 6'7", 6'8". Going to be a junior next year. They're going to have a lot of talent at Dallas. I think next year is the year that they were waiting for to really make a statement in that Division I, especially since Hazelton and Crestwood graduated so many people. Biasi's gone, Fazzini's gone, Gross is gone at Pittston. So I think you're going to see a real competitive Division I. Yanora's back. Always fun to watch him score and play. Not so fun to defend him, but always fun to watch him play. Yep. In our division, I think it's going to be a real challenge for us. Just to briefly run through it, Hanover has, I think, just about every starter back. And Jake Barber's probably not only one of the finest players in the conference, but he's a fine young gentleman, played for my AAU organization. Let me tell you, that kid works hard all game, does all the little things. GAR, they lose a lot, but GAR is never bad. They're coming back with a 6'8" center, Nijibu Francis, 6'4" power forward with Skrepnak. Day Rush, who got some starts last year for JR, maybe the best defender in the conference. Real athlete, plays football, plays basketball. Then you're looking at Lake Lehman, and although they lose Borum and Desbon, they're coming back. They're always good. They have a new coach. I'm sure they're going to have a new outlook and a new philosophy there. And, you can't say enough about Begsy at Nanticoke. I mean, he's done a great job with that program. They got the young Casey coming up the ranks in that program. Stout, they got some guys that can put the ball in the hole. And let me tell you something, Nanticoke's never a fun place to play. And, they always are competitive, girls and boys. And the reason why they do so well is their feeder systems are just amazing. From Newport Township all the way up. That's never a fun game. So, we're going to have to be prepared. You look at Division III, I think Division III is going to be competitive as well. Myers loses some athletes there. Tyreek Stewart and DeMarco and those guys leave. But then again, they still have Wasley, who's going to be a presence. They still have a sharpshooter, Shaw. They're going to battle with Redeemer there, Darius Washington. I'm sure he's going to look to do some great things his senior year. And then you have Northwestern MMI and Seminary. Callahan's always a threat. Those teams, you can't take a night off against them. They'll fight you in the rear end if you're not prepared for those games. some great coaches that are always going to be prepared. And Northwest is going to have a new look too. Coach that's going to bring, college experience to this, and probably run practices that are going to be college-level practices. So you don't have to go far to play talent. We have a ton of talent in this area, and it's just going to be a great, great year. I think there's going to be a lot of parity. I think there's going to be a lot of excitement, and I'm looking forward to some real competitive games. That's our goal first and foremost at Wyoming area. But from top to bottom, Wyoming Valley Conference just has some great coaches, great talent.
Pete Moses knows his stuff. He's got all the team capsules already, and looking forward to 2014-15. You got them all marked down already, Pete, so you play it in your head. You've seen all the teams. You know about high school basketball in northeastern Pennsylvania, so it sounds like it's going to be interesting to see what happens there at Wyoming area with your group of young men, and we wish you well, Pete.
Thanks, John. I really appreciate this opportunity, and I'm sure I'll see you throughout the course of the season. Hopefully I have a chance to talk to you again, and love you. Anytime I have a chance to talk hoops, I love it. So thank you for the time, and I appreciate it.
Pete Moses, new coach, Wyoming area boys basketball, here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.